There is a man being skinned alive in the center of this painting, and nobody in the scene looks bothered. The musician keeps playing. The dog keeps drinking. The old man in the corner just watches. That old man is the artist. He put himself there on purpose. This is the Flaying of Marsyas by Titian, painted around 1570. One of the most psychologically brutal images in the history of Western art. And for 300 years, basically, nobody saw it. It sat forgotten in a small Czech museum while the Louvre got all the attention. When the art world finally found it, the question it left behind stopped everyone cold. Can the person who makes beautiful things and the person who enables cruelty be exactly the same person? Titian never answered it. He died first. He was somewhere between 80 and 99 when he painted this. Nobody knows his exact birth year. He may not have known either. Venice in 1576 was a city of mass graves. The plague killed 50,000 people, a third of the population. Titian watched his son, Orazio, who ran his studio, sicken and die. He followed months later. No funeral. Plague protocols forbade it. The greatest painter in Europe was buried without ceremony. His studio was looted the same night. This painting survived. Most of his late work didn't. When you know that, the choice to paint a body being methodically skinned alive stops being mythology. It becomes a confession. The myth gave it a frame. The plague gave it its texture. Look closely, because there are details in here most people scroll straight past. The man doing the cutting wears a wide-brimmed black hat, the height of Venetian fashion in the 1570s. Not a monster, a gentleman, calm posture, careful technique. He looks like he'll go home and have dinner when this is done. That's Titian's most uncomfortable point. The person who destroys isn't monstrous. He's professional. The banality is worse than the violence. Bottom of the canvas, almost hidden in shadow. A small white dog, lapping at what drips from Marsyas's body. Dogs in Renaissance art symbolize loyalty. This dog isn't loyal to anyone. It's loyal to appetite. While gods deliberate meaning and musicians play philosophy, nature just feeds. That dog is the most honest thing in the painting. The bucket, center right, held beneath the body. In Ovid's original myth, the creatures who witnessed Marsyas's death wept so hard their tears formed a river, an entire river born from grief. Titian replaces that river with a metal bucket. No poetry, no mourning, just drainage. Someone has to clean this up. It's the most modern object in an ancient myth, and the most devastating. The child in the lower right corner, wrapped in red, watching the torture scene with open curiosity. No fear, no distress. In every other Renaissance painting, that cherub represents divine innocence. Here, it's watching an execution like it's watching a market stall. Titian's saying we're all born into a world where this happens. The child isn't disturbing because it's in danger. It's disturbing because it isn't bothered. Apollo, the god of beauty, music, and civilization, is the one holding the knife, not a villain. The god of art, doing this, calmly. Titian spent his entire career painting for powerful men, the Habsburgs, Philip II of Spain, men who commissioned beauty and delivered wars. He was Marsyas. He performed for gods his whole life, and at the very end of it, with a trembling hand and a dying city outside his window, he finally asked out loud what that cost him. The church found it too brutal, too pagan. It disappeared for centuries. Some scholars think it was deliberately hidden. The painting became Marsyas, suspended, left where people couldn't find it. That old man watching from the corner, that's him. Titian painted his own face into a scene of living torture and gave himself the expression of someone who has simply seen too much to be surprised, not weeping, not turning away, just watching. That's what this painting actually is. A dying man's most honest statement about the world, made when he was old enough and close enough to death to stop being afraid of the truth. Where do you land on this one? Drop it in the comments. These conversations are worth having.